So recently we've been getting a lot of NBA 2K26 news, and something that the community has been in a stir about is possibly removing height caps for animations in NBA 2K26 Next Gen. Now myself and a few other NBA 2K content creators have really been hoping to remove height restrictions on animations in NBA 2K26. And if you went ahead and watched Uncle Demi's last video, man, he really went into detail, and honestly the way that he broke it down was perfect in what we should be expecting in NBA 2K26 and what kind of archetypes that we should be making. So today, man, I'm going to go into all of the possibilities of what we should be expecting for that new build system in NBA 2K26, and also go over some of the main topics that the community is in a stir about. So once again, man, I just want to say thank every single one of you for your support. God bless every single one of you. And comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from. And I will definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. So if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. Now let's get into the breakdown of the news today. So it all started out when I put out a tweet and it went like this. Word on the street is height caps for animations will be removed in NBA 2K26. Now, a lot of people liked this, some didn't. Now shout out to my man Sprag. He went ahead and tweeted out earlier in the day, hopefully in 2K26 they remove height restrictions on animations. Now, I want to go back into talking about that video of Uncle Demi's from the other day. So if you have not done so already, man, I highly recommend that you go ahead and check it out. So pretty much he went into details with, first I'm going to start out with the point guard. So this year in NBA 2K25, the max height that you can make a point guard is 6'7". Based off his video, man, he's confirming right now, and this is all just speculation, but he's saying that we're going to be able to make taller point guards in NBA 2K26, so higher than 6'7". Are they going to bring back the 6'8" point guards, or are we going to be able to actually stretch the scale and move something up to, like, I would say 6'10". He mentioned that height a lot in his video, so something just to pay attention to. Now, when he was going throughout that build making, he's pretty much going about his 2K26 build and what he should make. He did say those 2K19 6'10" lockdowns, that type of vibe is going to be back in NBA 2K26. So, something else that he did go into detail about, and this is something very important. So, for example, right here on the ball handle, he's 6'10", and he has a 78 ball handle. But let's say, for example, somebody like a Ben Simmons, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, players who, you know, have better dribble packages than your normal average big man, but they're still able to handle the rock regardless of their height, whether they're 6'10", 6'9", 7 feet, all that good stuff. So let's just say, for example, in NBA 2K26, the base Kevin Durant player has an 85 ball handle, but if you try to make his height at 6'10" or 7 feet, you max out at a 70. Just an example. Well, in NBA 2K26, man, what he's believed to said is that they are removing this restriction, meaning you can go ahead and make any type of archetype in it. Those attributes and a specific player can actually unlock those animations. For example, Giannis Antetokounmpo crossover, you'll be able to unlock it on that archetype if you meet the actual requirements for animation. Now, just another example, a player like Zion Williamson. So, of course, when he's standing under the rim, he's able to get contact dunks and dunk like it's nothing. So, if you make a 6'6" build in NBA 2K25 and you try to get those elite standing contact dunks, you cannot get it because of those height restrictions. So, in NBA 2K26, expect a player like a Zion Williamson, a 6'6", you know, he's not the tallest, but he can definitely contact dunk and get standing dunks under the rim. And I feel like this is the versatility that we may be able to see more in NBA 2K26. Something else on top of that, bro, he did mention the slashing and the finishing is going to be very overpowered in the next game. So, my personal opinion, bro, I'm looking to make some type of a 6'10" point forward that can do a little bit of everything, but especially dribble. Based off the build that he's bringing us, man, he's looking to make some type of slasher and all-around one at that. Now, something else that I do want to talk about. So the shooting, let's just go ahead and say certain heights and certain builds were limited this year in NBA 2K25 due to whether it was height restrictions, ratings. Now let's say, for example, you get a player like Kevin Durant who essentially, you can say he has a 99 3-point shot because of how great of a shooter he is. If you were limited in NBA 2K25, come NBA 2K26, those limitations are going to be removed. Now, another thing that he did want to mention is, for example, a badge right here in NBA 2K25 that you could not get due to height restrictions, shifty shooter. So let's say you are a player like a Kevin Durant who can move and shoot off the dribble or even fade. You'll be able to unlock this badge, for example, if you meet those animation and attribute requirements. So on top of that, bro, another great example is, look right here, on ball minutes, you needed to be 6'9" or shorter to unlock this badge. Well, if you have the attribute requirements and you go over the height in NBA 2K26, from what Uncle Demi is saying, we may potentially be able to get badges like this on 6'10" builds and taller. Just something to think about, man. Now, if 2K opens up the door for that, man, I promise you, we're going to see a lot more versatility. And I really don't think that we're going to have to deal with that L2 cheese type of lineup anymore. And just a comment that I saw on Uncle Demi's video. So this one comes from Bone Collector. He put, always listen to his words. He telling y'all 6'10" point guards are back. Now, I'm not going to say that point guards are back specifically at 6'10", but what I think he means is that you can run as a point, making a 6'10" build. Now think of that, bro. That reminds me of about 2K17 point forwards. If we're able to make taller builds that can still dribble and not take any hit or impact when it comes towards what they can actually do on the court, that is something truly special. And I best believe, man, the community wants that as well. So just a lot to talk about in this video. You know, I'm really hoping for height caps to be removed when it comes towards animations. I think that would be perfect, and realistically, I think the community would really love this move from 2K. You know, I definitely think that is something worth taking into account. And if we were to see this in NBA 2K26, man, I really think as though builds, archetypes, and the community as a whole would really love this move, man. Now, something that I do want to go into before we get out of here is, a lot of y'all are asking for a demo, bro. We get the game 7 days early. So to be able to have this, you know, extra time to play, that's truly going to be something special and something that I'm really looking forward to. And before we get out of here, man, I just want to close out with a verse. This one's going to be coming out of the book of John 20, verse 21. Then Jesus said to them again, peace be unto you, as my Father had sent me, even so send I you. Now, this is just a message that I want to push out to the 2K community to let y'all know that you can put your faith in Jesus Christ, and once you do, the rest in your life will be blessed. So I just want to say thank you so much for your support. God bless every single one of you, man. And y'all be sure to stay tuned for the latest and greatest NBA 2K26 news, man. And before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming pro, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but definitely not least, with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.